Hola, I have two super exciting pieces of news to share with you. One is here, but I can't tell you yet. It's actually just gonna be a really quick video. I am really pumped. They've been in the works for a long time. Um, we've got a freely available WeConnect Cards app. When I say freely available, I mean like super free. No trading in email, anything like that. You just go from now on to WeConnectCards.com and you get this. It's a really simple web app. We intentionally wanted to make it a web app and not an app that you have to actually download. So it's super mobile friendly so people can pull it up on their phone, but you just need to have people go to WeConnectCards.com. The link's below. And it's just a sample of 20 of the cards, but they work. You can drag them around like this. Major thanks to Spencer for being able to do this beautifully and easily. You'll see below there's a couple resources on the bottom. One of them is instructions, and these instructions lead to a under construction kind of page. Because while there's a bunch of uses for them, I've been using them actually for a couple months already and been really enjoying them. There's probably 150 other uses that you're going to come up with in your own context. And so, in fact, just yesterday I was leading a session remotely from here. It was a very hybrid session, very hybrid, because there's 30 people in person and 10 people who are remote and me remote. And so I had shipped cards to the room. So they were doing a question swap with these WeConnect cards. And I realized, oh my goodness, we have 10 remote folks. Well, actually, I realized this while I was planning and designing beforehand. What are we going to do with them? And so flipped over to the app, just put it right in the chat in Zoom, split them up into breakouts so that they were able to choose a question that they wanted to answer, which is kind of a cool way of doing it, actually, to say, all right, scroll through here, find a question that you really want to answer, and go ahead and share that response with a partner. With any extra time in your breakout, follow your natural curiosity. So that's announcement number one. And I just think that questions, where's my little card? Do I have a little card that says this? Oh my goodness. We need to pause. We're not going to pause. This is an uncut video, so you're just going to see the full. I don't even have the postcard that I want to have. Came up short for you. There's a postcard that says ask powerful questions in the top left corner, and it symbolizes a bunch of dominoes falling after it. And at the very end of those dominoes is a little picture of the world. You're just going to have to imagine that. And the reason I love that postcard, I wanted to show it to you, is I think the questions we ask very fundamentally have the power to change the world that we are living in, which is why I spent a bunch of money to help bring this app to people for free and make it as easy to access for all as possible. The second announcement on that theme of access is Spanish WeConnect cards. Somewhere around here I have a quote that says mistakes are the portals to discovery. So I'm going to give an attempt at asking you, ¿Qué es lo más extraño que creíste de niño? Speak enough Spanish to get by from some travels in Central and South America. Anyhow, for many of you, you're going to see this and be like, cool, not relevant. And you can actually click off the video if you want to right now, because there's not too much else unless I hide an Easter egg at the end. For some of you, you're like, oh my goodness, I work in a group and we have this whole, or a company, we have this whole Latin American division, would love to have these. Or 20% of our employees are native Spanish speakers. I can't believe you have Spanish WeConnect cards. This is super exciting. So we actually printed for a client, had to print a small batch of WeConnect cards. And so we figured if we had to print a small batch, let's print an initial run of 1,000 decks. Typically we order every few months our WeConnect cards in batches of 10,000. And so this is a pretty, like 1,000 decks is a fairly small batch to be running, and I'm assuming they'll run out fairly quickly. And so below, somewhere around here, is a link to register your interest, or depending on when you're watching this video, to actually buy the deck. And if there are any left out of that initial batch of 1,000, you can pick them up. To be really totally transparent, I don't know if we will reprint them. We'll have to see how excited you all are about them. So if you know you want to use them, you're going to be wanting to use them in the future, I'd recommend picking up potentially a few decks. Or if you're interested in a bulk order, you can do that as well. Through the website or through Amazon, they'll be available. And what else do I want to say about that? I think nothing. Just look at them. They're so shiny. Beautiful. Carl Sagan in Spanish. Nosotros le damos significado a nuestro mundo con el coraje de nuestras preguntas y la profundidad de nuestras respuestas. Whew. Feel free, if you're a native Spanish speaker, to tear that apart in the comments. If you're not a native Spanish speaker, I have a challenge for you to see how engaged you are in this little video conversation we're having. In the comments, whether you're English speaking, Spanish speaking or not, can you use Google Translate and answer the question, ¿Qué parte de usted le gustaría mejorar? Can you answer that question in the comments? Super, super lovely to spend some cyberspace with you. Hope these two announcements were as fun for you as they were for me. Adios.